Breaking now on the Mike Gallagher Show.
All right, so for our audience in Central Florida, here's some news. The Hillsborough County officials, Hillsborough County, of course, is Tampa Bay, the Tampa area, I should say, the city of Tampa proper and beyond. There are now mandatory evacuations for zones A and B for all residents who live in mobile or manufactured homes. The orders begin at 2:30 p.m. today, although you can leave earlier. This, of course, is all happening. Pinellas County did the same thing, evacuating zones A, B, and C. Hospitals. I mean, you've got people in ICUs, people who are very sick, people who are being transported now to get out of the hurricane zones. Again, this is all in anticipation of Hurricane Milton, which strengthened to a Category 4 storm this morning, and is headed directly for Florida's Gulf Coast. According to Hillsborough Fire Chief Jason Doherty, residents must be in a safe location by 7 a.m. Wednesday. Residents must be. So if you are in a mobile home or any kind of manufactured home, zones A or B in Hillsborough, you must evacuate. The fire chief said, as we saw during Helene, the storm surge threat to our region is high. It is very real. It is very dangerous. If you remain there, you could die. I cannot stress enough to our residents and our businesses the importance of leaving the evacuation zones. You know, I was talking to my producer, Tracy, who is a life, mostly, I guess most of her life, a Floridian, decades here. And, you know, it's one thing to say, get up and go. It's not that easy. And Tracy, with her family and her beautiful family and her senior citizen mom, it's like, where am I going to go? She tried to get a hotel north of the cone. No hotels available. There are no flights out. Every single flight is booked solid. And it's, it's kind of a scary thing. Maybe, of course, nationally, equally scary, maybe more so, is the prospect of this country being doomed if Trump doesn't win. I had somebody, I'll share with you, it's a loved one, you could probably guess who it is, call me over the weekend and say, almost crying, Dad, he's got to win. We can't possibly let this country go down the tubes. There is so much at stake. And I'm not sure that people even think or consider what that means, what that looks like. Free speech is on the ballot. Future elections, because you know that she'll pack the court. You know they will do everything they can to upend our ability to ever get Republicans elected again. And I get that I'm biased. I get that I'm opinionated. I get, I'm a registered Republican and I've been a Trump guy from day one. It takes my breath away how awful a candidate she is. They've decided to embrace the woman who was anointed, the woman who emerged after they kicked Biden to the curb, pushed him aside. A coup, essentially. And here she is. This is a preview of what's to come on a special Monday primetime episode of 60 Minutes. Trump refused to sit down with 60 Minutes, and who can blame him? They're going to edit it. They're going to supposedly fact check. There'll be no fact checking of Kamala, but listen to her response as we're commemorating the anniversary of the terror attacks a year ago in Israel. You've got to hear what she said to Bill Whitaker on CBS's 60 Minutes. This is a preview. This is what they're promoting as one of her answers, this having to do with the United States relationship with the state of Israel.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
Did you hear that? That was on 60 Minutes. If anybody else on the planet would give an answer like that, the condemnation and the ridicule and the scorn would be deafening. People would take a look at that and say, oh my Lord, she wants to be the commander-in-chief? And that's the best she's got? And make no mistake, that's the best she's got. She's got no answers on inflation. She's got no answers on the relationship with Israel. She's got nothing. And there is make no mistake, there is a radical agenda that she's trying to hide from the American people. And now as she does the Call Me Daddy podcast and Colbert and Howard Stern, she's doing a media blitz of all friendly interviewers. She's not going to face any challenges. With 60 Minutes, that's about as close as it's going to get. And don't kid yourself, CBS wants her to win too. But that was her answer to our relationship with Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. That's not AI. That's not fabricated. That's not edited. Christian, let's play it one more time. He asks her a substantive question about America's relationship with Israel and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and this was her off-the-cuff, off-the-teleprompter, non-scripted answer.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
That's who she is. That's a step away from unburdened by what has been. That's like unburdened by what has been times 4. She says nothing. She can't think for herself. She's, and get mad at me for calling names. She's an imbecile. She's a complete village idiot. And she has risen to this position with opportunistically through no skill set of her own. She got picked to be vice president, and I guarantee you Biden has ruined the day he did this. He rused the day he said, I'm going to pick a woman of color. I will have a black woman as my vice president. Had no idea it was going to be her. That was the qualification. She checked those 2 boxes, and now we're on the precipice of a major decision in less than a month from now. My friend Mark Davis this morning in Dallas was saying she can't possibly win. She just can't. And he feels very good about Trump's chances. I do too. I just don't like to say it out loud because I don't want anybody to be complacent. Do you have any recognition of how bad it's going to be for the United States of America if somehow that wins the presidency? Can't even give us a straight answer to an easy question about Israel? Do you realize what small business owners are going through right now in America? Do you recognize how people are struggling? Danny is in New Jersey, a small business owner, and he can relate. Hey, Danny, thanks for your patience. Welcome to the show.
All right, Mike. Yes, I am a small business owner, and basically I have to use my own money to survive because all my suppliers who supply me, inflation has hit them too. It's a snowballing effect. Their prices are bigger to me, and then I got to pass it on, and we can't do it anymore. But the main thing is, Mike, I just hope those big charities are out there in the hurricane states, along with the 101st Airborne, the 82nd Airborne, mobilize everybody who's available out there. And, Mike, let me just leave you with these great words who got it started and got it going. Go, Buchanan, go.
All right, I know what that's about. 800-655-Mike. I guess Pat Buchanan, go Buchanan. I don't know. I don't think Pat Buchanan's running, but Danny always wants to get those points in, whatever that is. Thank you, Danny. I mean, I don't know that Americans are. It's a little bit like a hurricane approaching. I'm thinking about this, about the comparison between what we're experiencing with the onset of a hurricane and what it looks like to have Hurricane Kamala get elected. It's really there are a lot of similarities. We're going to be facing a catastrophe in this country, an absolute catastrophe. And this is something that we're up against. And I'm not real sure if Americans fully comprehend. Tom's in Jose, California. Hi, Tom. Welcome to the show. Hey, Tom, you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Hi, go right ahead.
Hey, I'm not on the air, am I? I got to be careful.
All right, let's wait till you get screened here. We're just having a day, and the phones are acting up a little bit today as well. What else can go wrong? How about me with my trunk popping open in my parking garage on the way to work, and I scraped the roof and dug into my trunk pretty good. That's the kind of day I'm having, but that's okay. All of this pales in comparison to what the country will look like. Here's Minnesota, text message from Minneapolis. Mike, my idiot friends have no idea how bad she is. They will vote for her. They don't even realize inflation, high gas prices are all the direct result of the Biden-Harris policies. They just don't realize it. Well, that's what it feels like. I'm not sure what this looks like, but we better get it right. We got less than a month to go. 800-655-MIKE, 800-655-6453.